Every great moment in our history began with a dream. Each bold leap forward was achieved by those willing to do anything to attain it.
Hello once again, players of good video games. My name is Nick Pell, and this is my review of Mass Effect Andromeda. Now, way back when I played through the original Mass Effect trilogy, and I had a fantastically fun time with it. It was something new. It was a very unique, new-ish take on RPGs, which has now been duplicated with a bunch of different formulas, but it's still a classic trilogy in the last generation, and now it has come back for this generation. So does it live up to the legacy of the Mass Effect trilogy? Let's find out.
Future for humanity. Today, we begin to make our dream reality.
Now, right off the bat, I will say this. This is a very different type of story than Mass Effect, the original trilogy, was. It doesn't have some big galaxy-saving adventure like those games did. At least not yet. This story primarily deals with you as the Pathfinder, either as Sarah Ryder or Scott Ryder, I think, and your goal to try to find a home for humanity in this new Andromeda galaxy. You have been in cryostasis for a very long time on your trip to this new galaxy. You wake up and you're very quickly turned into the Pathfinder of the human race and have to find a planet suitable for them while trying to locate the other alien arcs which are coming to this location, which have mysteriously vanished. And of course there's a new threat which is plaguing everybody, and they serve as the main enemies for this new game itself. So the story itself is fine. It doesn't really do anything terribly remarkable in regards to the overall plot. It doesn't really do anything that the original games didn't. So in that regards, it does work well. It is entertaining enough. There are also loyalty missions with the different crew members that you encounter throughout the course of the game. All of the crew members are all really fun. I had a fun time interacting with each of them. They are all very unique in regards to their personalities, so I really enjoyed that aspect of it. The voice acting as well is pretty well done for the most part. There are loyalty missions, like I said, and some of them are actually quite interesting to see play out because they do dive into what made some of these characters who they are currently, and they provide very moving and gripping stories at times. The gameplay is also a high point of this game in my opinion. I really enjoyed the combat aspect of this game. The shooting elements worked really well. The biotic powers felt very fluid, and it all worked very, very nicely, assuming that you knew what you were doing. That being said, if you are not prepared, you will get shot down very, very quickly if you run into a swarm of enemies not knowing what's happening. There's also social interactions in regards to your crew members and other people that you meet in different worlds, in regards to completing side tasks and side missions, and just general interaction in regards to trying to infatuate some crew members and make them fall in love with you for sex scenes. So the different dialogue options were also a fun aspect of the game itself, although they never really had that polarizing choice that the original games had with Paragon or Renegade in regards to, oh hey, are you going to be good or evil with this decision? It never really had those options. It was all very neutral for the most part, and nothing really seemed to overall affect the story itself. The graphics are a big point of contention with a lot of people, and I have my good and bad with them. In regards to the worlds themselves, they all look extremely unique. Each world has its own, basically, theme to it. It's either a desert or a rainforest or an ocean or an asteroid. There's a bunch of different environments that you get to explore, and it all makes for a very fun experience overall as you get to ride around or rock around, depending on how you want to travel, to these different regions of this world. And it's really fun to explore them because they all look very colorful and they all look very, very well done. That being said, the issues that you've probably heard about in regards to this game do still linger. There are character models which look very, very odd because they just don't really show any emotion in regards to certain scenes. They showcase it in their voice acting, but they just don't really display it on their face, which really looks very strange. There's also a lot of glitches throughout this game. There are points where I would fast travel to a different location and the game would freeze for about 5 seconds as it was trying to load the area with me just not being able to do anything. There are also times where enemies would just stay completely still and just be a free shooting target, which wasn't necessarily a bad thing, but did make for a kind of unfortunate experience as a result. There are also sections of the game where I had to reload a certain section because I was not able to progress for one reason or another, and that was also extremely frustrating at times when I had just cleared out a whole section of enemies and I had to go and do it once again. And while the story itself is fun to start out with, you get to be a pathfinder exploring all these worlds, it does start to lose its effect and appeal after a certain point. I'm about 20 or 30 hours into the game itself right now. I have not finished the story, but it is starting to become kind of a chore to complete at this point. The missions are less exciting, and it's just a matter of just running to the end at this point, and it just doesn't really have the same type of draw or appeal as it did when it began, or that the other three Mass Effect games had towards this end stretch. So guys, overall, Mass Effect Andromeda is fine. I don't think it's the best game of the year by far. It's also not the worst thing I've ever played. It's fine, it's a game, it has a lot of open world elements which I will probably continue to explore as I find the time to. With a lot of new games coming out, it's going to be tricky. The story is unique enough to be interesting to some players. There are huge open worlds to explore and have very colorful effects to them. There are just too many graphical issues with the game that really bogged it down for me, and then the story just loses its drive towards the end, at least in my opinion. But guys, those are my thoughts on Mass Effect Andromeda. Let me know yours in the comments down below. Did you like it as much as I did? Did you hate it more than I did? Let me know. Like, fair, comment, and subscribe once again if you so choose. I'd appreciate it immensely. And as always, my people, my name is Nick Pell. And once again, keep on gaming.
You'll come with me.
They've lost navigation. We're being steered into their ship.
Just tell me what you want.
I won't explain what you can't understand.
Ryder, I have almost regained control of the ship. I need a few more seconds.
I actually know a lot about the Remnant. We should compare notes.
Enough! Your defiance is naive and reckless. This day marks the beginning of your greatness.
Sam,
I have plotted a potential course through the Scourge.
do it! Report.
Enemy destroyed. Damage to aft sensors.
Scourge got it?
Yes.
Get us out of here.
It will be tight.
Hello? Yes!
Nice work, kid.